This episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast is brought to you by pmtlifestyle.com, authentic Muay Thai lifestyle by Pu'u. Definitely go check out the website at pmtlifestyle.com for some awesome lifestyle merchandise. That's for those of you out there either involved in Muay Thai, looking at getting involved in Muay Thai, and embrace a healthier lifestyle to live the life of Nak Muay. Go check it out. Hello, hope you're having a great day. Just want to kind of pre-frame this upcoming podcast episode. So this podcast episode was recorded with Now You Can Speak. It's a podcast platform based out of Bangkok, Thailand. It's actually ran by a friend of mine who wanted to talk a little bit about Muay Thai, talk about business, talk about life with COVID-19 as a small business owner. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. And be sure to check out Now You Can Speak on Facebook and Instagram.
Love your shirt.
Oh, thank you. I thought it was fitting.
Okay, it's like, is this thing on?
Okay.
You see it on my page yet?
Let me see.
Wow, it's on. Oh my god. โอเคเดี๋ยวเราจะเปิดรายการอย่างเป็นทางการอีกประมาณสัก 2-3 นาทีนะครับตอนที่ถึงเวลา 3 ทุ่มตรงนะครับตอนนี้เป็น 3 ทุ่มของเมืองไทยแล้วก็เป็น7 a.m. You're 7 a.m. right
Yes ใช่ครับ
ใช่ครับเป็น7 โมงของที่แคลิฟอร์เนียนะครับตอนนี้เราอยู่กับครูโจนาธานนะครับเจ้าของค่ายมวยภูอูมวยไทยนะครับแล้วเราจะสวัสดีครับเราจะทำเซสชันนี้กันเป็น2ภาษานะครับเราจะกระโดดไประหว่างไทยอังกฤษ Thai and English นะครับหวังว่าผมจะไม่หัวระเบิดไปก่อนนะครับ Hope my head doesn't explode midway
ไม่เป็นไร
ครับผมสวัสดีครับทุกท่านI'll do the bilingual here สวัสดีครับโอเคว้าวนี่เป็นครั้งแรกนะครับที่ได้ใช้แพลตฟอร์มของ StreamYard นะครับ I think I kind of love it Jonathan
yeah
it's great okay let me share this one real quick okay มาแล้วครับมาคุยกับครูโจนาธานกันWow. Okay.
Yeah, I know you have to take a few minutes and everything like that to get people in here and everything. So
yeah. Now we have 4 views. Oh my gosh.
What time is it in Thailand right now, Kia?
It's 9 p.m. I think most many of the people are online. They are surfing now.
Yes.
Maybe just back from work.
Yes, yeah. Very, very popular time to be online right now, especially in Thailand.
Yeah, and thank you so much for waking up. Not too early, right?
No, it's not too early for me. No. It's good.
That's great because it's I would be sleeping in my 7 a.m. โอเคทักทายคนดูตอนนี้ที่กำลังดูพวกเราอยู่นะครับสวัสดีทุกท่านเลยนะครับวันนี้ครับเดี๋ยวครูเกียรติ I'm being crew too
Sounds good to me
ครูเกียรติ Thank you ครูเกียรติกับครูโจนาธานนะครับเราจะมาคุยกันสัพเพเหระมีพี่คาโมไมล์นะครับทักเข้ามานะครับสวัสดี She's my friend นัทธิดาขุนสมุทร my friend she said hiโอเคสวัสดีทุกคนนะครับตอนนี้ครูเกียรติกับครูโจนาธานนะครับเราอยู่กันที่เพจของ Now You Can Speak นะครับวันนี้เราจะมาคุยเรื่องสัพเพเหระเลยล่ะนะครับเพราะว่าครูเกียรติกับครูโจนาธานเนี่ยเราเจอกันล่าสุดwe last met in 2019 is it?
Yeah, 2019. Yes, that was the last time I was out there.
Yeah, and I saw the picture. I'm not sure if you remember. We were in the I guess what pole maybe with the
Maybe.
inclined Buddha.
Oh, that's when I first met you in 2017.
Yeah. And I have like blue hair for no reasons. I hate myself back then too.
We've all been through it.
โอเควันนี้ครับในวันนี้นะครับครูเกียรติชวนครูโจนาธานมาแชร์เกี่ยวกับหลายเรื่องด้วยกันเพราะครูโจนาธานเนี่ยเล่าให้ฟังก่อนครูโจนาธานเคยเป็นนักมวยนะครับตอนที่อายุประมาณwhen was your first being Thai นักมวย
First I started training first in 2017 or sorry 2007
so you are in your like 20 something
18 years old
really 18 wow grade 12
yeah that was right after I finished the primary school here in high school
wow
yeah
ครูโจนาธานนะครับเป็นนักมวยมาตั้งแต่บ้านเราก็ม.6 ก่อนที่จะขึ้นวิทยาลัยมหาวิทยาลัยนะครับครูโจนาธานเริ่มเป็นนักมวยแล้วเขาก็ค่อยๆอยู่ในวงการมวยมาเรื่อยๆนะครับจนตอนนี้เนี่ยเปิดค่ายมวยเป็นของตัวเองนะครับอยู่ที่ Ventura right Ventura California
ใช่ครับ Ventura
ใช่ครับVentura นะครับที่แคลิฟอร์เนียและกำลังจะมีอีกสาขา you are having another branches
in Santa Barbara California it's about 30-minute drive away by car and they have a bus and train between there too
สำหรับคนที่ทั้งคนที่อยู่เมืองไทยวันหนึ่งถ้าคุณไปแคลิฟอร์เนียเดี๋ยวเราไปเจอคุณครูโจนาธานนะครับแต่ว่าใครที่ตอนนี้อยู่ในอเมริกานะครับแวะไปเยี่ยมเยียนกันได้นะครับที่รัฐแคลิฟอร์เนียนะครับในค่ายแรกเนี่ยค่ายที่ตอนนี้เปิดอยู่เลยนะครับก็คือที่Ventura นะครับแล้วก็อีกที่นึงคือSanta Barbara ที่นั้นกำลังจะเปิดนะครับวันนี้เราจะมาคุยกับครูโจนาธานทั้งในมุมของมวยไทยว่าเขาเติบโตมาได้ยังไงอะไรคือแรงขับเคลื่อนของเขาจากที่เป็นนักมวยเนี่ยเริ่มเป็นครูสอนมวยจนเริ่มมีค่ายมวยเป็นของตัวเองเริ่มมีคนในการดูแลนะครับการที่แชร์แพชชั่นกับคนอื่นๆจนไปถึงในเรื่องมุมมองต่างๆของชีวิตเพราะว่าตอนนี้ครูโจนาธาน32ปีใช่ไหมครับ32ใช่ไหมYou are on your 32ใช่ไหม32นะนะครับ32ปีประสบการณ์32ปีตรงนี้มีอะไรจะมาแชร์กับเรานะครับมาเดี๋ยวเรามาเริ่มคุยกันดีกว่านะครับmy friend Natida said she want to go to the US
yes that's why you called me I was replying to her I said you know when you can come
oh okay as I told you earlier we have a group called like move it
okay
yeah all the people want to move to maybe
different countries
Sweden
Sweden,
Canada US
Perfect.
Okay let's begin with the first part I'm changing my banner too
okay
to this one okay we are seeing this one right นะครับตอนนี้ครับเรามาเริ่มกันที่เรื่องแรกดีกว่าเรามาชวนคุยกับครูโจนาธานนะครับเรื่องแรกก็คือเรื่องของในอดีตนะครับทำไมถึงจากที่การเป็นนักมวยเนี่ยทำไมวันหนึ่งเนี่ยต้องใช้อะไรบ้างนะครับในการที่เขาจะค่อยๆเติบโตมาเป็นเจ้าของธุรกิจเจ้าของค่ายมวยและผมมีอินไซต์มาเล่าให้ฟังว่าพี่ชายของคุณโจนาธานJoshua your brother
yes
yeah คุณโจชพี่ชายของคุณโจนาธานบอกว่าก่อนหน้าที่เขาจะเจอมวยไทยเนี่ยเขาไม่เอาอะไรเลยคุณโจนาธานเป็นคนที่ยอมแพ้หรือว่าล้มเลิกกับอะไรง่ายมากนะครับคุณโจนาธานเคยลองกีฬามาหลายอย่างเคยทำอาชีพมาหลายอาชีพด้วยกันแต่ว่ามาหยุดที่มวยไทยอะไรที่ทำให้เขาหยุดเดี๋ยวเรามาดูกันนะครับโอเคI spoil to my audiences a little bit about your quitting things before Muay Thai
yes
and maybe let us like go back to when you start even before Muay Thai what were you doing
I played music you know primarily like musician stuff through like ages 13 to about 18 right before Muay Thai I stuck to that the longest but not I guess it's similar to Muay Thai where I kind of just started doing it before that you know doing sports they have like here BMX soccer or football lupan and then also you know there's various sport activities when I was a kid I always wanted to do like martial arts in when I was a kid my cousins did like karate but my family never really saw that as like an option because our schedule was so busy. My parents ran businesses when we were kids for surfing. My dad made surfboards for a living, and that was something that was the very like big part of our life growing up, and that wasn't me. So I never really stuck to anything when I was a kid. I would try it, and then I don't want to do this, and I'll give up. So that was pretty normal.
I would say it's normal, but like which point did you give up? Do you remember that?
No,
when you feel it's like, oh, it's too difficult, it's a like big step, too big, or what?
That's a really good question. You know, I could think about like I was doing BMX, like bicycle motocross. So I had like pretty strong legs, so I'd be pretty fast. But I feel like when things would get hard, like I remember one time I just totally, you know, went end over end, and I was like, I don't think I want to do this. Like when things got like tough, like, you know, when you have like those trials, like where, you know, you get smacked down, you know, are you going to get back up and keep going? Or are you going to say, hey, like, this isn't for me?
And you told me about your time in the restaurant. How do you call it? Is it a restaurant?
When I was working at the wine cellar.
Yeah. Like, how old were you?
So when I was working at the wine cellar, I want to say, so I think I was like
after Muay Thai?
26. No, this is after I started Muay Thai. That's before, as I was opening up the first Pu'u Muay Thai.
Okay, so let's went back to when you first entered the world of Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
How was that happening?
So I got started. I almost didn't finish like primary school. I almost failed. I had a great teacher. Yeah, I almost failed. I was behind by 2 years in my last year of school. So I had to make up. I had a great teacher. His name was Chip Frazier. He's a great mentor. I still talk with him to this day. And he kind of redirected me, and he had a life skills program. He said, hey, you know, and this program was like, what did you want to do when you were a kid? That goes back into, I wanted to do martial arts when I was a kid. So I was like, hey, I'm going to find a martial art I want to do. And I had heard about Muay Thai, and that's where that kind of directed me towards that. And I was like, hey, this is something I want to do. This is when YouTube didn't have as much online. Like I would search Muay Thai, and there'd be maybe one page of new content on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's it's crazy to see how much is out there now. That's kind of how I got started on that, you know, on that path. It was like, hey, what did you want to do when you were a kid? I wanted to do martial arts. And I found Muay Thai, and I was thinking that's pretty badass. I think I could stick to that for a bit.
You have a great mentor.
Yes.
Can I say that?
Yeah, but he helped me out big time, and he's helped a lot of students. They actually did a news story here in our area on him, because he's done a lot for education locally. Wow. He's done a lot of fundraising and stuff through the years for kids, and he's helped a lot of people.
Actually, I can see part of him in you now, right?
Maybe some maybe a little influence on like the volunteerism and wanting to help out with the community, for sure.
We will go to that in the next part. Let me wrap this up real quick นะครับคุณโจนาธานนะครับเล่าให้เราฟังว่าตอนเนี้ยนะครับตอนนู้นเนาะ ตอนที่เขาเริ่มต้นเนี่ยก่อนที่เขาจะมาเจอมวยไทยเนี่ยเขาเป็นคนที่เรียนก็ช้ากว่าเพื่อนนะครับเรียนหลังไป2ปีเลยทีเดียวนะครับแล้วก็ลองกีฬาหลายอย่างแล้วก็ไม่ชอบแล้วก็จนกระทั่งเจอคุณครูท่านหนึ่งนะครับเป็นคุณครูที่มีอิทธิพลกับตัวเขาเองมากนะครับเป็นคุณครูที่ช่วยตบให้เขาเข้าลู่เข้าทางนะครับเป็นคุณครูที่คอยช่วยเหลือคนอื่นๆด้วยนะไม่ใช่แค่ตัวเขานะครับจนสำนักข่าวก็มาทำข่าวเกี่ยวกับครูเขาเหมือนกันแล้วก็จริงๆถ้าเกิดเดี๋ยวในท่อนต่อไปนะครับในเซสชั่นต่อไปเราจะคุยเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของปัจจุบันสิ่งที่คุณโจนาธานทำอยู่คุณโจนาธานเนี่ยตอนนี้ก็ยังคงช่วยเด็กยังคงมอบโอกาสให้กับเด็กๆนะครับซึ่งเราก็จะเห็นว่าเป็นอิทธิพลส่วนหนึ่งนะครับมาจากคุณครูมาสู่คุณโจนาธานนะครับ so who was your first ครูมวย do you remember
First one I had, his name was Fred Lemus. He's and it was the only Muay Thai we had in the area. He's a great person. And he passed away 3 years ago. His anniversary.
I saw the post.
Yeah. So it's okay. Some of the I said like some of the brightest stars they burn out the fastest. So he did a lot of good things for the community out here, and he helped me find that kind of like strength. Like when I'd want to give up, he's like, no, you can do this. You can stick to this, and you can make this happen. Just show up like you were doing. So he was my first teacher, and he really showed me how to fight. So sometimes. Wow. Yeah, when things get hard, you just bite down your mouthpiece and you just go.
This one is great. This one is great. And I'm sure it's still like stick to you in your heart.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, he had a great influence on me. It's one of those things that very grateful to have had him, and I still talk with his sister and stuff like that too. And some of his other fighters, like we're all kind of like cut from the same cloth. So we kind of all have this bond, and people are always like, how do you know each other? It's a funny story.
Yeah, like across the globe, we have that funny story.
Yes.
Kru Bang is with us right now.
สวัสดีครับ Kru Bang.
Yeah, Kru Bang. He said he is watching. กำลังรับชม
Okay.
สวัสดีครับบังครับครูบังครับOkay. That was your like first days of Muay Thai. How do you how do you grow in Muay Thai? How do you develop in Muay Thai? You've been there in Santa Barbara? Oh, where were you?
The gym they had is in Oxnard. It's called West Coast Jiu-Jitsu. They're still there. When I started there, a little bit different, kind of like it wasn't really like quite Muay Thai. But it's as close as what we had at the time. My friend Matt Lucas made a video for me. It's a Muay Thai in the middle of nowhere. So that's we didn't have much. We did what we could, and our town is predominantly like a boxing town, like Western boxing. We have a lot of championship fighters from Oxnard, California, out here. Victor Ortiz, Fernando Vargas, Mikey Garcia, Robert Garcia, a lot of big boxing champions. So. That culture, of course, bleeds over a little bit into any other combat sports, such as Muay Thai, in regards to how you're brought up through it. So, at the time, like we trained, and they have like these things called smokers. So these are like other gyms. You go to other gyms and have like hard sparring, and they're to get experience because there wasn't a lot of Muay Thai activity then. In order to be able to fight, like in at an event, like a fight night event or any tournaments or anything like that. So that's how we got our experience first. Like I had my first smoker after like 3 months. And then, we did a couple more, and we eventually went to Thailand. It was like, hey, we're going to go do a trip to Thailand. And I was like, oh, man, I would love to go because I was really dedicated. I would show up every day as much as I could. Yeah,
the new Jonathan was born.
Yes.
On that day.
I just decided I was gonna get better at it. I was gonna stick to it. I got my butt kicked a lot. I cried a couple times. I threw up a couple times, and that's just the reality of what it was at the time. And I just stuck with it, and I decided I really wanted to do it, and I wasn't gonna give up. So we went to Thailand and everything like that too, and it just made it more authentic for me. When I went out there, I saw like, hey, I need to learn how to clinch. I need to learn plum, and learn these things because the trainers in Thailand the first time I went, they just said, when you fight, just don't clinch.
Really? Why? Because like
because I didn't know how, and I was only there for like 2 weeks my first time, so they can't teach you a lot in 10 days.
You were in Bangkok or where?
I was in Pattaya. The guy who owned the camp, he also passed away in the boxing ring. His name is Christian Dahyo. He had a Pattaya combat is what it was called. But that's where that was at.
Noprat is also with us now.
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับพี่นพรัตน์สวัสดีครับนะครับพี่นพรัตน์เป็นดาวของค่ายเราเลยนะครับแล้วก็ตอนนี้มาเป็นเมนเทอร์ด้วยนะครับมาเป็นครูมวยนะครับดูแลนักมวยดาวรุ่นใหม่ๆนะครับส่งต่อประสบการณ์ด้วยนะครับแล้วเดี๋ยวเราจะมีโปรเจกต์กับพี่นพรัตน์เดี๋ยวเราจะพูดถึงในตอนหลังนะครับso your first time in Thailand was in Pattaya, right? Is it was that the time that you like fall in love? Do you fell in love with Thailand instantly or what?
So when I went there, it's very different from like Western culture and Thailand culture. My first experience with that was meeting like you hear it here, like growing up, I hear about ladyboys or katui. And I went to 7-Eleven, which for me, I didn't know 7-Eleven. They had them in Thailand at the time. I didn't know that. So I go into one and we just got off the airplane and I met my first katoi and I said, oh, okay. So this is a new country. Got it. Like, I can understand. Okay. So I had that, and it's a little bit we would call like culture shock. So, just because it's so new to me, I was young. It was a really good experience. But like knowing that I needed to be in Thailand to learn, that's what I found out when I was there. I needed to find like the source of Muay Thai. Need to find a Thai trainer to be able to teach me and be able to learn from that experience that kind of goes generation after generation. Whereas here, like we're just kind of figuring things out. We didn't quite have it nailed down yet.
So it was like that for your first time in Thailand was 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks first time.
Then you went back to the US.
Yeah, I went back to the United States. When we came back, I realized I'm like, man, I need to learn how to clinch. I couldn't find anything on clinching. Couldn't find anything. We did another fight in another smoker event in Las Vegas. It's funny that I fought a gentleman and he was good at clinch because he had learned from a Thai man from a crew from Thailand, and so he was good at clinching. And I was like, man, I know I need to learn this, and I lost because of it. And it's funny because I'm still friends with him. His name's Sean. Shout out to Sean. He works with me. I work with him as a ring official sometimes out here as well. He's a judge and I work as referee, so we work together well. But that's. I came back, I found that, and we continued training, and couldn't really get much experience. The boxing commission here started shutting down in the smoker events. They started saying they were illegal and we couldn't do them. So
it's like a fight club or something like that. Not that illegal.
But yeah, they make it illegal. And they kind of made it seem like that, but it really wasn't. It was a really good way for us to get experience because they would have maybe 4 Muay Thai events. 4 Muay Thai events a year. If you're lucky, you get on one at the time. So having these smoker events allowed us to get more experience. And allowed us to focus on that and get that experience when it comes time to be able to have fight night. It's like, hey, you have a few times, competing in the ring. You think about like, I guess you could say it was like the Isan version of like Muay Thai out here where they just kind of set up a ring and you just go, right? Same for us. It was like our way to be able to build up experience and to be able to have a fight.
That was before like the movies, the big movies like Ong Bak, like Tom Yam Kung, right? Or was it after?
Ong Bak had just come out around that time.
Because I think let me ask you about this. What's Ong Bak? Were Ong Bak and Tom Yam Kung like raise many attention or many awareness of Muay Thai in the US? Is it that much, or people just another like Asian movie?
At the time, for Ong Bak, even still to this day, I still hear people like, I'm like, how did you hear about Muay Thai? And they say Ong Bak. But that's a bit older now. I want to say like the most common thing now you hear for people when they hear about Muay Thai is through stuff like the UFC, through mixed martial arts, one FC, one championship. So people are now learning more about what it is through that because they hear the term Muay Thai. Muay Thai kick, Muay Thai elbow, Muay Thai knee, and people are like, oh, so what is Muay Thai? And so you're getting more and more of that, but you still get with the movies like Ong Bak, Tom Yong-gun, not that much.
It's kind of big in Thailand. I thought it was big too.
Yeah, I could see why. It's very. It seems like very like Thai Westerner movie.
Yeah.
But,
Like Jackie
I've
Chan.
watched it. Yeah, exactly.
So how long was from your like first time in Thailand? How many years until you before you start to be Kru Jonathan? How long was that? Like 10 years, is it? Or less than that?
Like when I started, so I like for the first gym where I started helping just with new students and stuff like that pretty fast, because they didn't have like they had a Muay Thai program, but sometimes my instructor, maybe he's not there. So, hey, I'm going to just help do a little bit of training that day. Not by choice, just like, hey, Jonathan, you need to help run things today. Okay. I'll do what I can.
You know how to clinch, right? You know how to clinch.
I didn't know how to yet. So that was the thing. And when when we're here I was in Ventura, my friend Roy, who your dad met as well the first time I went to Keith Kim Torn. You went there, but they ended up going down to Los Angeles and meeting a Thai trainer. And for me at this point, maybe like 2 years in, I almost quit Muay Thai. I thought I was done, almost because I couldn't get fights. I was training all the time. I didn't see like an opportunity to be able to get that experience. I didn't know how to do it.
I can feel
my friends went down to LA and they said, hey, you have to meet this person. His name is Kru Jonathan. Kru Jonathan. Not to be confused. His name Nokwid Sriampai from Saraburi. Not to be confused with Nokwid Devi. Two different people. But same nickname. Same nickname. They had so I met him, and lo and behold, he came from a gym in Thailand. It was called Luke Prabun, but also it became known as Luke Prabhat.
Big name, right?
Yeah, big name, and they're known for clinching. They're known for clinching in knee. So like I met him, and he clinched me, and I said, damn, this is where I need to be. They say like the student will find the teacher when the student's ready to learn. So that was one of those opportunities, and we would drive to Los Angeles from Ventura like 4 or 5 times a week. And the drive, it would take maybe like sometimes 2 hours one way, 2.5 hours. So we're driving like 3 to 4 hours to be able to train. And then we ended up, me and my friend Roy, we moved down there to go train with him full time and kind of apprentice him. He just opened up his gym down there. He was teaching out of other places at the time. So he opened up his own Muay Thai gym called Muay Thai School USA. And through that, I got to learn how to teach. I would always show up and do anything I could to help him. Whether it be like assisting new students, see how he makes the correction, see how he interacts with the student, how he builds them up. And that's where we got to meet people through his promotion. It was called Stand Up Promotions. So the first time,
what was it? What was it like?
The
Stand Up Promotion.
Stand Up Promotions. They had fights in Los Angeles. So they were the first people to bring over Sanchai. Everybody in Muay Thai knows who Sanchai is. If you don't know who he is, one of the best of this time right now. And Kunapara, you said he beat him 3 times?
Yeah. My dad told that.
Yeah, 3 times. So, but the first time Sanchai came here, they flew him over, and one of the other instructors at the gym picked him up, and we got to meet him. And we were kind of, for us, we're kind of starstruck. We knew who Sanchai was. All these other people didn't know who he was. And we're like, man, this guy's like famous in Thailand, and we get to hang out with him. It was the coolest thing ever. And also, they brought over Khao Klai, who's known as the Giant Killer. I think he knocked out Mighty Mo in K1. If you look up like Muay Thai head kick, it's Khao Klai throwing a head kick at a big guy, like the open weight class.
Wow.
So we got to meet both of them and train with them a little bit. And I met a lot of other trainers from around the country during that time because Nokwid had a lot of connections, and I got to meet
you're with the right man.
Yes, I got lucky, and we went to Thailand, while we were training with him. And when I learned that he was the right person is when we went to to train with is I went to Fairtex in Pattaya, and I met Mr. Wong, and he said, "Oh, I remember Knockweed when he was a boy, and yeah, he was a good fighter when he was young. He's a really good ring official." And I was like, "Oh man, if Mr. Wong says he's good and remembers him, like I'm in the right place." That's like the big boss of Muay Thai right there. So, and then also one of the trainers from that used to train the champions at Fairtex, his name was Big Yak, and he was from the same gym that Knockweed was from, Luke Prabat. So they brought him over because he would help make the correction of the basics for the champions. So
that group were built a lot of quality teacher, quality instructor for Muay Thai in US, especially in your place.
Yes.
Were that what
so Knockweed did he brought I think unintentionally, but also very intentional on how he did it. But he also had there's other Thai instructors that are here in the US that were in smaller regions, and I got to meet through him. There's like a famous one, also a Fairtex fighter, Jong Sanan, Wooden Man. So I met him, Pinum. I met him through that, and I still talk to him and stuff too. He has a Muay Thai gym in San Francisco called Wooden Man Muay Thai. He's very famous. And he's training the UFC fighters. So I met him and there's so many people to name. Like, sorry if I'm missing your guys' names, but yeah, he helped establish that and kind of show like, hey, this is what Muay Thai promotion should be like. And some other promoters started picking up on that and started bringing over. There's a fighter, Ek Pracha Mina Yotin. He came over to come fight in the US, and they brought over more Thai fighters from like Sati Papa Gym with and getting to meet them and drive them around and kind of build that connection. And that's around the time that I met your father as well.
In like 2000 and something?
Yeah, 2010.
2010.
Yeah. So that's all around that same time, and everything just started happening really fast. I sacrificed a lot at the time.
What was your sacrifice?
I sold my blood platelets for money.
Really?
Yeah. For me, I was very skinny at the time, so I had to take iron tablets to be able to donate because I was too low in iron. Because I was very like, I was fighting a lot, right? So I was very skinny all the time and maybe not the healthiest, but for me, I'd take like iron tablets all the time, and they'd take the blood plasma, and I would get $75 US every time I donated. And I referred people, I would get an additional $25. So I referred all my friends. And I found out a way, like if I can donate, every 3 weeks, and I'd keep referring people, I'd be able to afford groceries and training and stuff like that too, and travel. So yeah, during that time, we got lucky. I was able to go to Thailand on like a sponsorship as someone who sponsored me to be able to go. And then that's the time where I met your dad, I think the previous time before that, but and then there was a big gap after that, because I moved away from Los Angeles back up to my hometown. That's kind of where I started teaching more, because I had this experience now, and I was still training with my Thai instructor. And
they have a gym in your hometown now, do they?
Does who have a gym in my hometown?
Yeah, the time you moved from
No,
LA?
yeah. Oh, yes. So there was a gym that just opened up called the Muay Thai Academy of Ventura. My
great
friend,
time then.
Yeah, it was like great timing. I remember it was like destiny. Like, yes, this is meant to happen. My friend Travis was training there. Also, Nok Muay. He's like, hey, cool, you can come train with us finally. So I went over there, and I was there for like about a year. But I was trying to help them be able to get started and stuff too. But that's generally like I started there and ended up teaching programs in a bunch of other martial arts schools for Muay Thai. And yeah, that's kind of how that all started because we didn't have Muay Thai here, and I was like, hey, I can't really fight. I tried fighting one time when I would move back, and I didn't have the training partners. There was nobody to really push me up here, and I didn't have a car at the time because I put all my money in Muay Thai. Like I say, I was selling my blood.
You invest a lot. Yeah, you literally like sell your blood to continue doing this. Yeah.
So that's been the biggest thing. With that, there was no Muay Thai up here, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll share my experience. I had some friends who were fighting in mixed martial arts at the time, and I helped share my experience, what I've been learning with them, because I hadn't trained with them in a few years, and a couple of them are like big names, like a champion in UFC. Now, I'm not going to name drop, but they were really big people. In the future, think like 8 years later, they really blew up, had their moment. Yeah, that's how that started.
Like
teaching.
นะครับชีวิตของครูโจนาธานนี้ผมไม่แปลกใจ I'm not surprised why you are so into this because you were like there from nothing really like from day one really in at least in Ventura.
Yes.
And
and it's the same with Muay Thai events. Now there's Muay Thai events all the time. You can fight pretty frequently. We didn't have that opportunity before.
นะครับเป็นเขาอยู่กับมวยไทยเนี่ยที่อเมริกาเนี่ยก็คือเหมือนอยู่มาตั้งแต่ยังไม่มีอะไรเลยตั้งแต่มวยไทยยังเหมือนเปิดบ้างไม่เปิดบ้างนะครับเราถ้าให้เรานึกเนี่ยให้เรานึกถึงสมมุติผมเปรียบเทียบช่วงนี้ที่เป็นกระแสเหมือนคนที่ไปเริ่มขุดบิตคอยน์ตั้งแต่คนอื่นยังไม่รู้ว่าบิตคอยน์คืออะไรนะครับอยู่มาเรื่อยๆเขาศึกษามาเรื่อยเขาอยู่กับสิ่งนี้มาเรื่อยๆแต่ของคุณจนทันคือมวยไทยเนาะไม่แปลกใจที่ทำไมเขาถึงอินกับมวยไทยเพราะว่าอย่างที่เขาบอกมาถึงกับขายเลือดนะครับที่ของไม่แน่ใจของบ้านเรามีหรือเปล่าของที่เขานะครับบริจาคเลือดเนี่ยเพื่อขายตัวพลาสมาตัวเกล็ดเลือดเนี่ยให้เพื่อให้ได้เงินมาไปซื้อข้าวกินไปเทรนมวยไทยไปซ้อมมวยไทยนะครับอุทิศจริงๆแล้วก็เป็นโชคดีมากๆที่อยู่กับถูกที่ถูกเวลานะครับอยู่กับคนที่พาเขาไปเจอกับคนหลากหลายนะครับก็ทำให้ได้คอนเนคชั่นใหญ่โตมากขึ้นจนกระทั่งเริ่มเข้ามาสู่การเป็นครูสอนมวยแล้วก็ต่อไปเนี่ยก็จะเริ่มเข้าสู่การสร้างค่ายมวย how do you build the first Pu'u Muay Thai
so the first Pu'u Muay Thai happened purely by accident
like what you found it like started there or what
almost like that kid so I quit teaching because I wanted to focus on fighting to compete like I strayed away from it and I had some money and I had more work. I was working freelance for website design at the time.
Wow,
teaching.
So this one I haven't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
The way I made my money was I would have people who were like, I got very fortunate. I met some celebrity clients and they would have, they're very like good mindset for like entrepreneur. And they would say, hey, Jonathan, I have this idea. Can you make the mock-up online? And then they would pitch it and then I'm done. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to make the working model. I would just make the prototype and they would pitch the idea and they would get their team to develop it. But there was a lot of work in that capacity that would make me work a lot. And so I was like, hey, I want to focus on fighting and I can do this wherever I'm at. So that's what allowed me to focus on that. But I was supposed to fight in Mexico City in the capital of Mexico. And 2 weeks before, like 3 weeks before, I got rear-ended in a traffic jam. You know, the traffic jam in Bangkok, like that. I hit boom from behind and it messed up my back. So I couldn't do much. So yeah, that was a tough time. But I had some students who reached out to me and like, hey, we really miss training with you. Can you just like watch us train? Like, yeah, we know you're injured, but can you just watch us and like tell us? And I could. And
wow.
I had an old student who was like, hey, I'll help hold the pads for them. And his name was Colin. He helped me out big time. So I started teaching out of a house. We had a family member they had a house we were able to teach out of. And so we're just teaching like 3 or 4 people. And just doing it that way. And
by teaching, you mean you sit and watch them, right? Because you
tell
can
them what to do. Yeah, tell them what to do, and try to like, hey, hold like this. Yeah, and I think that's what made me a better teacher, because I couldn't show.
Yeah. You have to be like very good and like descriptive.
Yes. So it allowed me to dig up here from what I've been learning from my crew. About how he would teach, because he was very good, because he spoke English well enough to be able to describe things, like the small details of Muay Thai. And so it allowed me to kind of go through that. It was like I got to give myself another crash course in everything I've been learning. So started with that, and next thing you know, I was like, hey, let's find a location to rent from. Found a small location, and then next thing you know, we found a commercial location where we're at now, and our flagship place in Ventura, California. And I found it was a boxing gym, and they were going out of business very fast. And I was able to buy out their equipment and their lease, and go in there, and because I'd been saving up and working a lot at the time.
What was your working? What was your work?
I was working at a place called Target. I don't know if you have Target.
Oh, Target, I know the name. Just like our Lotus, something like that, right?
It's similar, but
Lotus.
A little bit better.
Oh, wow.
A little bit better. So, I bring my friends who are like my foreign friends that come to the US. I bring them to Target. They're like, whoa. Like, slow down. There's better places. Like, but it's one of those like American department stores that they don't have everywhere. It's like groceries, clothes, electronics, everything, anything you get, kitchenware, household.
Is it like if I say the supermarket is Lotus, Target is more like the mall or something like that?
Yes, no? It's like a mall in one store.
Wow.
It's insane. So I was working for them. My friend helped me get a job there. And this is when I was still recovering from my back injury and stuff too. So I got a job there. Also got a job at Herzog Wine Cellars. It's like a kosher wine seller. That's, I guess, the biggest kosher wine distributor in North America and producer. So learned a little bit about Jewish culture by working there. That was interesting. And actually met some of my students who there at the wine bar. They still train with me today. When I was working there, I'm like, yeah, this new
working with you?
Yeah. Like when I was there, I would serve them wine. And I was working.
Now you serve them pads.
Now I serve them pads, exactly. So when I was there, I'm like, hey, I have this place that I'm opening up, and if you guys want to come check it out, I'm not going to be working here that much longer. I'm going to be focusing on it full time. Right now I'm doing part time. If you want to come check it out, this is where you can find me. I give them my card, and they're still with me to this day. So,
that's really like cute.
Yeah, it came full circle, is what we would say, and that was very much. That was tough. I would wake up. I was teaching class about 5:30. I would wake up 4:30 a.m. Teach class 5:30, and then I would go work at Target or the wine cellar. And then afternoon, I would go to teach the kids. Sometimes go back to work for a few hours, and then go teach in that afternoon, like around 8 p.m. To be able to train. So
you work like how many hours? How many hours per day?
I'll go to bed. I'll go to bed about sometimes as late as like 1 a.m. and have to wake up 4:30 a.m.
You sleep like 3 hours a day?
It was terrible.
You have to hold pads. You have to do the job that requires many
very physical. Yeah. But the thing is that when I really enjoy Muay Thai, so doing the teaching at the time wasn't like, that was my fun time. It's like, hey, this is what I want to do, and everything else is just going to kind of support that, and it is what it is. So that's how that created. But sometimes I would get lucky and I would get a full night's sleep. But most of the time it was very like working 18 hours a day. at least. So very frustrated, very mad Jonathan sometimes.
Does it affect your mood, your emotion?
Oh, absolutely. At the time, you hear people, they talk about like entrepreneurship, you got to work all the time. And sometimes, yeah, but you also need to take care of yourself. For me, I almost got fired from one of my jobs because I was so mad because like I
haven't seen that before.
Oh, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get me upset. So I supposed to be off 9 p.m., right? So at the wine cellar. And I know I had to be up 4:30 a.m. to teach. So I was like, okay, no problem. So normally what I would do is I would take it's called melatonin to help you fall asleep.
Sleep.
Normally, I would like when my shift's about to end, I would take the melatonin. When I get home, I could sleep right away. I don't have to like do my thing to settle down. Just okay, go to sleep. So I took my melatonin and 9 o'clock, and my boss said I had to stay. And then next thing you know, it's 11:30, and they're very understaffed at the time. They booked an event. It was me and my 2 managers. I had to help serve 250 people, food and everything, and I got no tips.
That came out of nowhere, no warning, no signs before.
No, they were caught off guard too. That's why they only had me on schedule. But I got very upset because they said, Jonathan, we're all had a long day, and it made it very hard because you have to do like inventory end of the day and all these, take care of the money and everything like that too. I mean, there's a lot of things you have to do, and since there was so much, there's so much inventory. I think they had like over 200 bottles of wine. The thing is, the owner had come down at the time, and he took out wine from different inventory. So, and they're not marked. They're not marked.
He messed things up.
Yeah, but he's the owner. He can do what he wants. But it just made things better, right? So, when we come in to finish, my manager said, "Oh, we all had to bite down and just do our part. But I'm going home. Have a good night."
Your manager said that?
Yeah, at the time, and given he had a hard day too, but for me, it's just like, man, you're just abandoning me,
I would be mad too. Now I understand.
Yeah. But I took it as a learning experience. They took it as a learning experience. I didn't get fired. It's all good. But it also gave me some things like, hey, I never want to do that to my team. Never.
Wow, that's learning there.
Yeah. So that was the kind of stuff that would happen. I would work late and wake up early and teach and be on with my day. Do it again the next day.
If I am to summarize here, what is your, maybe let's say, the most important things that helps you comes from being, I would say, average Joe to being like to having your own gym? I would say what is the most important things? Maybe let's give me like 1 or 2 or 3.
Yeah. So goal setting, having clear defined goals, have long-term goal, but also have short-term goals, like small things. If your goal is to run a business, okay, so what do you need for business? All right, I need to save $1,000 in my bank account. I need to learn a new skill that's going to help me, whether it be like web development or social media, right? Those things are going to help make that long-term goal happen. So having clearly defined goals. You can't just say, one day I'm going to start a business. That's my goal. You say, hey, I have a goal to start my business. And what I need to do from there is these things. I have to figure it out. No one's going to tell you what you need to do, but you have to figure it out. Wow. So, and also when things are really hard, it's okay. You'll learn from them. As frustrated as you'll be, and you yell at your manager and almost get fired, it's the lesson. And I'd say that's the biggest one. Just stay focused on what it is that you really want and what you're passionate about.
บทเรียนจากครูโจนาธานนะครับที่ตะกี้ครูโจนาธานสรุปให้ฟังเล่าให้เราฟังมันทีเดียวเลยล่ะนะครับว่าหลังจากที่มีประสบการณ์การเป็นครูมวยอยู่ระดับหนึ่งแล้วเนี่ยนะครับก็เริ่มที่จะ เรามีเป้าหมายแล้วที่จะมีค่ายมวยเป็นของตัวเองนะครับผมถามคุณโจนาธานว่าอะไรคือสิ่งที่สำคัญนะครับที่จะทำให้เราเนี่ยไปถึงเป้าหมายนั้นได้นะครับเพราะผมเองเนี่ยก็ยังมีอีกเยอะเลยล่ะที่ต้องเรียนรู้นะครับคุณโจนาธานบอกว่าจะต้องมีเป้าหมายที่ชัดเจนนะครับทั้งระยะสั้นและระยะยาวนะครับเป็นเป้าหมายที่ต้องชัดทีเดียวเลยล่ะไม่ใช่แค่ว่าวันนึงอยากจะมีธุรกิจฉันอยากจะมีธุรกิจอะไรเหมือนของคุณโจนาธานอยากมีค่ายมวยใช่ไหมครับแล้วอะไรที่สำคัญลองลิสต์ออกมาก็คือเป็นเงินเหมือนเขาบอกมีเงินในบัญชีเท่านี้เพื่อที่จะไปมีประสบการณ์เท่านี้นะครับเราจะเห็นได้ว่าแต่ละที่คุณโจนาธานไปเนี่ยมันซึมซับประสบการณ์มาทั้งเรื่องของงานบริการเองทั้งเรื่องของการทำเว็บไซต์การทำโซเชียลมีเดียต่างๆเพื่อทำให้ค่ายมวยเนี่ยมันโตไปได้มากขึ้นในระยะยาวเป็นคนที่ผมใช้คำว่าอ่านเกมขาดอ่านเกมได้ดีนะครับก่อนหน้านี้เจอครูโจนาธานค่อนข้างเซอร์ไพรส์มากๆที่เห็นว่าเฮ้ยเขาเป็นคนในวงการมวยแต่ทำไมหัวคิดอะไรเขาไปข้างหน้าจังเลยนะครับเขาทันโลกอยู่ตลอดเวลาตอนนี้รู้แล้วล่ะว่าเบื้องลึกเบื้องหลังเนี่ยมันไม่ใช่สิ่งที่มาโดยบังเอิญด้วยมันเป็นสิ่งที่เขาตั้งใจเก็บสะสมมานะครับตอนนี้มาทักทายคอมเมนต์กันสักหน่อยนะครับ Let's say hi to our viewers now นะครับวันนี้คุณพ่อมาด้วย My dad is here too นะครับสวัสดีครับป๊าครับไม่ได้เจอกันหลายวันนะเพราะว่าอยู่หอตลอดเลยนะน้องเกียรตินะครับสวัสดีคุณลุงนครนะครับสวัสดีครับนะครับน้องนัทสวัสดีจ้าอาจารย์กรีนสวัสดีครับมาเยี่ยมชมไลฟ์ด้วยดีใจมากเลยนะครับผมOkay, let's move to our next session. We got plenty of lessons from your past. It's very like useful for all of us. Me and I think all the audience get the message you want to. Okay, now it's difficult time from that day when you first start and until now. I think you collecting the students, collecting experiences. And you also attended many official events too to get the connection, right? I think throughout your life, your careers, one important thing, especially in Muay Thai business, I think it's connection.
Yes.
Right. How do you build it and until these very days?
Well, now we have social media. And with social media, it's such like a important piece. A lot of people, they hear the media part, but the social part they neglect. So we're very lucky to be in this time where we can be halfway across the world and have video in conversation. But to be able to do that is just reaching out and talking to people, asking questions. That's in just getting outside of your comfort zone. So a lot of people get comfortable and they don't want to ask. They feel nervous, like, why me? Why would I ask?
Why me? Oh, I love that word.
Like, why would I ask? Why would anybody answer me? So who knows? Maybe ask, because you're probably not the only one that feels that way or has that question. You just had to have the courage to start to ask, and be able to network and just seek the information. It's so easy. It's at your fingertips now, literally, like on our phones. You have it on our phones, like in our pocket. It's crazy.
Oh, let me see. Is this still your iPhone 4 that you're using with the order box case?
I'm being blasted right now by Keith. But yes, it's not the iPhone 4.
Can I see him? Can I see him?
It is the iPhone SE, and the case is damaged.
Oh, okay.
This thing has been through so many things, but I don't want to get a new phone. I tried to get a new phone here, but the people here, they're lazy at the phone shop. I waited there for a half hour, and then I just walked out because I said, okay, I guess I'm gonna keep this phone for a bit. But it's still in good shape. I take the phone out; it's still in really good condition. It's the iPhone, the first iPhone SE. It's like the iPhone 7.
This thing I learned from you that we have to invest in the case. It would save a lot.
Yes, it saves a lot of money. So you got that for me? Like you were like, hey, I need a good case.
Yeah. It's a different brand, but yeah, it's what do you call it?
We call like a life proof case, like you can drop
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, that's so having that at your fingertips is so powerful, and it's something I think is really neglected. For me too, I neglected it until like shutdowns last year. I see COVID-19 down here, and that really made me have to really like get very good at using it that way and get my personality on social media. Because for me, you've seen me, I like to talk to people.
Yeah, it helps, right?
Yeah, it does. And that's something that Muay Thai gave me the confidence to do. I didn't have that always when I was growing up.
Wow. This thing is one thing I share with people. I think we found it useful because people ask me why I love talking to people. I think I recall it when I'm with my dad. I'm with my dad at the gym, and different people come, and he have me say hello to all the people to at least be comfortable with different people. I think that is what like Muay Thai teach us.
Yeah, it's especially like the international setting that you find in your gym, your family's gym in, is you get people from all around the world and different cultures, and they're experiencing that culture clash, like I talked about earlier, and getting them to feel comfortable. It's like, hey, whether you're learning a little bit of Mandarin or Cantonese or English or Spanish, and speaking their language, to say hi. That means so much to some people, and makes them open up to you.
And I think being in Muay Thai is that other people might feel uncomfortable or feel unsafe when they are with like different people. But for me, I'm with people who punch, but they are so nice. So I'm not like afraid of people that much. This is very helpful for me.
Absolutely. I can definitely understand. It's like the confidence of being able to defend yourself and being with people, like-minded people who are very nice and very humble.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that attracted me to Muay Thai to begin with, is like the demeanor of the champions. How they act and carry themselves.
Because it helps me find out that people are not that bad, or not as bad as you think. Okay, there are some bad people, but like maybe like 3 out of 10 or 2 out of 10. There are plenty of people that you don't know them, or you seeing them being mean to some people, but that's not like their whole life, their whole that's not their whole
that's not their whole thing. They're maybe a small portion.
Okay, now so you talk about COVID-19, which is really great because you are still running after COVID-19. I see many of my friends, they have to maybe pause it, maybe quit. How do you like maintain it? I think I heard that you fought with government sometimes too, right?
Man, this past year has been one giant test, I feel, for like small business around the world. But here in the U.S., every country is different because each country's regulations for like handling business is different. And like here in the U.S., we have credit cards. Like Thailand, people don't. It's a cash-based economy in Thailand.
Yeah,
you can't go to the street vendor and say, "Here's my credit card for my."
Actually, now we use like a QR code.
Yeah,
just like in China, I guess you use that too, right?
Apologies. Dogs.
Can you show us your kids?
I'll bring them up here in a little bit. Hey, Ellie, come here. Come here. This is my family dog.
She thinks she's in trouble.
You're not in trouble. Say hi. This is Elle.
Hi.
This is one of the dogs. Yeah, she thinks she's in trouble. No, it's okay. It's okay.
What's her name?
Elle.
L.
L.
L like L. L.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like the letter L.
Yeah. Hi, L.
Hi.
You want to do the interview too? It's gonna be fun.
We got quite a few dogs here at the house. So, with like the with the business stuff too. Like you start using like the not WeChat, Line. I think he has
yes. Yeah.
So that's
that.
good, but they still don't have like the credit cards. Like here you have like a bank card and you don't have the money, but you can spend it. And not every country has that, and that makes it very hard and difficult for business and for people to live. Me and you've talked a little bit about
like
this.
loan. You mean like loan? You have to
essentially like a loan, yeah, like a temporary loan. But I think it's hard for people in countries like Thailand and Cambodia and Mexico to get this money. They can't get it. It's hard, and there's a lot of tourism in Thailand. Here we're very lucky. We have those things, and it still made it very frustrating though for us, because there's some things where our country did really good and some places where they did really bad. One of the things is they did like for your home, if you pay rent for your home, they froze it. You didn't have to pay rent all last year. You didn't have to. But the thing is, as soon as they lift it up though, you can be kicked out if you didn't pay. But the thing is, with businesses, for the lease for business, they call it commercial lease, they didn't do that. So some people,
they allow you to continue
some people no, you couldn't stay open and you had to continue paying. So some people, the landlords, they would work with the business. We were lucky our landlord worked with us. We still paid. We paid full amount for the first like 3 months. After that, I'm like, hey, what's going on? We need to figure it out. And they wanted to work with us too, and we're able to figure that out. But then there's stuff like here we have what's called unemployment. Somebody gets let go because of this. They have money reserved to be able to pay.
They help you with that, right? They help the unemployment.
Yeah. But the thing is, you have to work here and you have to pay into it in order to get it. So
it's like a tax or something.
It's like a tax. Yeah, it's called it's an unemployment insurance is what it's called.
Insurance.
So
insurance. Okay.
Yeah, what happens is the business, when they pay an employee, the business pays a portion to unemployment, and part of the payroll go from that the person, their money they're getting goes towards unemployment also. So everybody that is employed in our state pays into that. So we have these systems that help, and it was very bad. It got overloaded. Some people went without money for like 2 or 3 months before they finally were able to get access to it.
Your city, so sorry.
It's okay. No, that's really it with that. It was not fun. I felt bad for people.
Your city shut down for how long? For like a whole year, or how many months?
It shut down for March, I think 18th or 19th was the official like closure, 2020, and then it reopened. It didn't really fully reopen. They allowed like Muay Thai, martial arts, stuff like that, restaurants to be open June 15th, I think, and then it closed down again like July 15th, I think, and then it closed down again 1 month later in August 2020. And then they just reopened, I think, in March. That was like the reopening. So almost a full year of like not being able to make income. And it affected a lot of people. The unemployment rate went up very high, and we had a crazy election,
Yeah. I'm watching it from afar.
Oh yeah, I think the whole world was watching it. It was like, is this the season finale of America? So that created, from a business standpoint, a lot of uncertainty. For us, we got very lucky. Like, we've been established for like 6 years at that point when that hit. So that allowed us to have like some savings and to plan and to be able to figure out how to save money and be able to reopen when it was time to reopen. But it got so we dried up through that by the time it was like August, and it just created some very big issues financially and stuff like that too. And I had this really awesome team we wanted to keep employed. They gave us some small loans to be able to pay for employees. And they're supposed to forgive it. they're supposed to give like the forgiveness on the loan, free money, I guess. I don't know. As long as you use the payroll. Yeah, it's very, very strange from a capitalism standpoint.
It would be great because I think this one is a problem that we are facing here in Thailand too. I spoke with like many people, many business owners. They say that like in other part of the world, the government have to help the business, help the small businesses so that they can still continue to pay people. But now what we mostly do is that we pay people, so the business die. So when they reopen, there are no like employment happen. There are no money to continue because of like many of the business like dies out.
Yeah. And you're hitting the same issue here still, because it was such a long period of time. Like the loan they give you lasts only maybe 2 months for paying. We're closed almost 1 year, so they gave 2 of them. But it's like now there's the forgiveness process. I began that, and I got denied my first application because there was an error on there, and so that's going to say that I owe the money. You know, I'm like, okay. So we'll see how that goes. To be continued on that one. But having these programs, it helps. But the thing is, it's also from an economic standpoint, it's very dangerous because they're essentially printing money. It's not backfired.
Yes. The America, I heard that the QE something there.
Yeah, well, it's now that's why I think you see stuff like the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, all these things blowing up
everywhere.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, so what is currency? What does it mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we're seeing a lot of in now that we're like they got the official opening, like here in the US. Like back in July when we were able to open, not a lot of people came back. It was very like.
Are they still like insecure or what?
Yeah, back then, yes. Now with the vaccine and a lot of the media and stuff like that too, saying like, "Hey, you can go out now," and pushing that message. It's like the best marketing ad ever. And the opposite of what they're saying last year, is like last year was like, don't be around people, don't work out, go home. And some of those things is like, so some of those things though, I they're finding were incorrect. Like they need people to be active, they need people to be fit, they need people to be healthy, and
they learn too.
Yeah, but the thing is, they never corrected that, and it hurt. Businesses like ours, because the thing is, we had part of the solution is health, is having a healthy lifestyle and figuring out how to do that. And for like our business that we have in the US, we're one of the only businesses like our business industry. So they put Muay Thai in health and fitness, health and wellness. It's the only industry in the U.S., one of the only ones that didn't get any relief from the federal government here. So everybody else, like the restaurant industry, they made it so they changed the tax code for a lot of things to make it very beneficial for people to go to restaurants. They made it very easy for them to get be able to help with their income taxes and stuff like that too. But our industry, we didn't get that. We didn't get any help. We didn't get loan, like anything besides the payroll loan, nothing. So it made.
Do they have plan for that in the future, the near future?
No.
Wow.
No, that's where a lot of frustration is, because it's health and wellness. It's about being healthy, and that's things that can be done safely during that time. And it was just blacklisted.
You have the protocol, you have the restriction, of course, for the place.
Yeah, so it made it very frustrating because. We had people who came into our Muay Thai gym when we were allowed to be open and yelled at like, all of our students, calling them bad people.
The officials?
No, not the officials, just people.
Wow.
Yeah, they would come in and say this. And then the officials too, we had people here coming in, me and my wife were in our business, and they said we couldn't be there. It's my business. I'm paying rent still.
Are they being Karen?
Yeah.
You call them
yes,
Karen, right?
Very Karen. There's very Karen and Ken.
Karen and Ken.
I feel bad for any of my friends named Karen.
We have words in Thai too. I'm not sure if you know that. Do you know that?
No.
We call มนุษย์ป้า. Do you know that? We call like auntie who like auntie Karen like that. We call มนุษย์ป้า. Hey, don't be มนุษย์ป้า, please.มนุษย์ is like human, right? And ป้า is aunt. Don't be like the aunt.
The auntie. I got it. Yeah, that translates very well.
Yeah. This is how you have to like your obstacle during the COVID time, and apart from that, being 30 something among the COVID, do you love it or not? Do you think you have like enough materials to deal with all the things, all the people, all the everything, or do you think why it's not my 40s or something?
Yeah, so I'm very lucky to have a team. So we have the second location in Santa Barbara also. Like that's not just me. I have a partner up there that runs things up there, and you know, is a partner for building it. So you know, his name's Ryan. Great guy. He's the one that managed that. If it was just me, I couldn't do anything. You know, it'd be hectic. So our team, like with our staff, our instructors, like our desk staff, like our office staff, we would not be able to handle any of this stuff. Like for me, you see, I'm 32. I have pretty good amount of gray hairs.
Yeah, I see that like more and more every time we meet. So sorry.
It's okay.
I'm having my own too. I'm having my own
well, I can't see as much. Like the light right now is not doing me any favors. At least.
Am I being so rude?
At least we have hair though.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. That's what I'm being insecure. I'm being afraid of because my dad. I start to see him in his like 40 onwards. He start like losing it.
Careful.
I'm so worried right now. Yeah, maybe I have to prepare for that. maybe I in 10 years, 20 years, I'm like Kru Mono.
Yeah, just shave it off. So that's definitely you know, having that that's definitely more gray hairs this past year too than at the beginning of 2020.
Yeah, maybe. I see people a man who have like more and more gray hair is Mr. Obama during his like 8 years. Yeah, because of the stress, right?
Yes, you'll see it. I think a lot of presidents they feel that, and you see it too, like very visibly, the amount of stress. So it definitely that adds up, and that's where having a good team comes into play. It just I feel like the resources, and that's where I really didn't want to give up my team. We let them we put everyone on unemployment in March 2020, and then when we brought everybody back, I'm like, I'm keeping anybody that came back. I'm keeping as many of you as I can, and doing anything I can to keep you. So because we enjoyed what we do. And we worked hard for it. It wasn't just me at that point. You know, it's like we have our team that sacrificed a lot. So, but just very grateful to have them. Everybody at Pu'u Muay Thai Ventura and Santa Barbara, they're great people, and they do a lot to help, and they go above and beyond a lot of times. And we have hard times. We have hard days. And we have like a group chat and like WhatsApp, and we just, you know, we'll make jokes about it.
Like, oh, man, what?
You know, like if when we had the county going by and doing that stuff, like, oh, guess who came by today, and showed the notice, and everybody's just, you know, making jokes about it, and it makes it a little bit more manageable to be able to figure that out, because then it makes it like, hey, we're all like that team. Our team is in it together. So that was the biggest thing, and for resources, that would be the number one that allowed us to weather that storm of 2020.
What and apart from just dealing with what's coming, I see that you start like new mini projects. I see many of them. You start to expand to various channels. How
Yes.
how does that first start during the COVID time?
That started during shutdowns, and I realized real quick that the only way to really interact with people, everybody's in front of their phones. They had nicer phones than me. But I just invested in like a new camera in November 2019 to make content and stuff, make videos. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to focus on that now. So I took an Instagram marketing course, social, and I'd been doing social media stuff before. I never had time to focus on it. So now I had time. It's one of those things I always wanted to grow out. I just never had time to do it. So now I had time. And being able to focus on that and build it. And I had the facility I could go make videos with me and my family.
Anytime?
Sorry, say that again?
I mean, you have your own facility, so you can make like content anytime. It's like your big studio now, which nobody is coming to because it's shut down.
Yes, exactly. Sorry. Hey. Shh.
Is he
sorry,
like
my dogs? But
he agrees with us, right?
Yeah, they agree. But then there's stuff like TikTok was growing during the time here in the U.S. during shutdowns.
Here too.
With shutdowns happening and having the explosion of TikTok, I started learning about TikTok and everything like that too. So, when that started happening, I was like, hey, I need to figure out how to get more engagement on that and how to get more time in front of these people. And I know that Muay Thai, there wasn't a lot of Muay Thai media that was like original content that was out there. And I felt like we had a really unique way and a unique time to have that attention of our local audience and an international audience too. So I just started making as many videos as I could and just started posting a lot, seeing what worked. And, we had a couple videos that went viral. The first one was me punching my wife in the face during sparring.
I saw the one that you punch in the belly.
Well, that one too. That one, yeah. It's like, there's so many, like the stupidest things are what people like seeing, but it's also very funny. Like I'm guilty too. I'm like, that's hilarious. You just scroll past it. But for us, the content we're really trying to get out there like that's more like a brand outreach to get people to see our logo, right? And brand awareness. But like for us, we really want to engage. Really want to engage.
Are we seeing the screen now?
Yes, yeah, and we expanded onto YouTube. We ran the only 24/7 live Muay Thai stream for Muay Thai fights.
Like here, where
you can see it right there at the top there. Yeah. So I made that originally for my students. Oi.
What was happening there?
The dogs are being dogs. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna mute myself for 1 second.
I'm showing audiences different channels.
Yes. So we have sorry, 1 second. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's going on long. So with everything that's with the YouTube channel growing and stuff like that too, I made that originally for my students. And the reason we did it for our students is I wanted them to know who in Muay Thai to follow or like find who these fighters are that help build the sport. So like a lot of times you see the name, but it's in Thai. So I put it in English so they can, hey, I really like that how red corner, how they're fighting. I can look them up and find more fights from them, see what gym they're from and follow them. So that's my idea behind that. And it's done a really good job, I feel. A lot of my students, they watch it all the time and help create an education for Muay Thai through that.
What is the message in each of your different channels? What is the message you want to tell your students during the shutdown, the time you shut down? You want to tell them like to stay healthy? You want to invite them back when everything opens or what?
The biggest thing was staying engaged and just knowing like, hey, we're all going through a hard time. This is Luna.
Hi.
Luna.
Yeah. Wow. So how old is she?
She's 8 months. 8 months old. Yeah. And great dog. I love Siberian Husky. Good dogs. Siberian. Yes. Right. So what ended up happening is the message we sent out to our students was mainly, hey, this will get over. It's a great time to practice our martial arts, our Muay Thai mindset to be able to overcome difficult situations and know that this time is going to end. And yeah, while times may really suck right now, that it's going to get better. And we're going to be here when it gets better. Yeah, we're going to be here when it gets better.
And you can, and you also like encourage them to stay healthy, right? Because health is like everything, most precious.
Yeah, we did like online classes. We did like online courses, a bunch of free content videos on our YouTube, podcasts, talk about like just to share, because the people ask me all the time, like, how did Pu'u Muay Thai start? So like sharing our story about how we started. We never had a grand opening. It's been.
It just I saw it. It just like keep coming, and it's happened.
Yeah,
like no big start, but now it's coming.
Yeah, it's happening now, and weathering through that the past year with our team has been like, now that we made it and things are opening, it's really becoming like, hey, this was worth it. It was worth waiting, and there's a lot of opportunities coming up. Like our gym in our Muay Thai Academy in Santa Barbara, Pu'u Muay Thai Santa Barbara, is expanding into a new location. That would have never happened. We wouldn't have been able to afford this location had COVID-19 not shut down business, because the landlords now have all these empty spaces and they want people in it, so they're willing to make deals. So it's like, but had we not been able to be smart ahead of time, we wouldn't have made it to a point where we even had money, like you're talking about in Thailand. You spend money paying the employees, you don't have money to be able to restart your business. So we are very fortunate that like the planning was very good leading up to it. And I have a business coach that helped keep me sane through a lot of it too. His name is Nick Wilson, great guy. And just kind of like, hey man, this is gonna get better. You're doing everything you can. You're doing better than most people. For us, we lost about 80% of our income, 70% of our income during shutdowns. But some people, they lost all of it. So very grateful that we were able to weather that.
About the new location in Santa Barbara, what to expect? Is it just like bigger, or you have anything in store there?
Man, we got a lot of ideas coming in. So Santa Barbara is. Do you know what Beverly Hills is?
Heard of it. Tell me more.
It's a very popular area in LA. It's like where a lot of celebrities are at.
The cop, Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, you know all these names. And it's like a very famous area. And it was very small, and it just grew out because a lot of celebrities moved there. Santa Barbara, I'm lucky. I'm from this area, born there and raised in Ventura in Santa Barbara. And now that's becoming an area like Oprah where it lives there. They have Ellen DeGeneres, like all these big celebrities. They own homes in Santa Barbara. Yeah, and then Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Prince Harry. Meghan and Prince. Yes, they live there too.
Yeah, they live there. So what ended up happening is, as this place is growing out, it has an airport there as well. And now a lot of the airlines during COVID, because people don't want to fly to Los Angeles because of a lot of the restrictions, they fly into Santa Barbara. There's less restrictions and it's easier. So there's a lot more tourism coming in through there now. All the airlines are going there instead. So there's an opportunity for tourism from around the country to be able to come visit. Our plan is to be able to host Muay Thai events there as well.
Wow.
In the community, like the city there, they handled a lot of things differently. The city of Santa Barbara handled things differently than the city of Ventura. So
better or different?
Much better. And that's one of the reasons we had an opportunity to expand in Ventura first, and I passed it because I wasn't sure how the city was going to handle it. So Santa Barbara handled it great, and I was like, hey, this is a great time to expand there. Let's do it there. So having like the tourism aspect, similar to like what you get in Thailand, we're trying to figure out a way on how to make a tourist friendly experience with our Muay Thai Academy as well.
Maybe you take them to places there, or what?
Well, people, they're known. Santa Barbara is like shopping, surfing. The beaches there are very nice.
Muay Thai and surfing.
Exactly, or in like yoga. I don't know yet, but it's just very nice. Nature is not too far from there too, so it's just a really good place to be.
Wow, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be the team that we have up there too is great. For me, I'll be teaching there just a little bit, but focusing on helping support the team that's there and that's building, be able to operate and be able to get this going, because that's been the biggest thing. Is they stuck through this too. They were only in business for 1 year, then COVID hit, and they made it. So
wow.
Yeah, it's very hard, and believe me, we wanted to throw in the towel a couple of times, but we stuck it out, and now we get to enjoy that. Eating that. It's like getting hit really hard and getting back up. We get to enjoy the benefit of going back out there and trying to finish in round 4 and 5. So that's where we're at, and just very grateful for that opportunity too. And we have the people for it. Be able to serve our community. A lot of things that are happening there too is like our youth programs for Muay Thai is really awesome, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that expand up there in Santa Barbara also.
We'll get to that like a little bit later. Okay. Let me sum this up a little bit นะครับสำหรับในเซสชันนี้นะครับในช่วงคำถามนี้เกี่ยวกับเรื่องของการเลี้ยงธุรกิจท่ามกลางโควิด -19 นะครับเพราะว่าทางครูโจนาธานเองเนี่ยเนื่องจากเราเป็นค่ายมวยเนาะก็มีทีมงานนะครับทั้งนักเรียนที่เคยคอนแทคกันอยู่ตลอดเวลาหรือว่าทางทีมงานของครูสอนมวยนะครับแล้วก็ทีมงานที่ค่ายมวยอะไรต่างๆที่พอโควิดมันมาเนี่ยก็ต้องหยุดไปนะครับแต่ว่าด้วยกำลังใจของทีมที่ดีสิ่งสำคัญสำหรับครูโจนาธานที่จะทำให้ผ่านโควิดไปได้เนี่ยคือทีมของเขาจริงๆนะครับทั้งทีมที่เป็นคนที่ทำงานด้วยกันหรือเป็น business partner เองนะครับก็ทำให้สิ่งนี้มันเลี้ยงต่อไปได้นะครับแล้วก็สิ่งที่สั่งสมมาไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องของ contact ต่างๆประสบการณ์หรือ story ต่างๆทำให้ในตอนที่ทุกๆคนต่างหยุดด้วยโควิดเนี่ยครูโจนาธานกลับขยายอีกหนึ่งช่องทางนั่นก็คือช่องทางของการสื่อสารนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องของ TikTok เรื่องของYouTube เรื่องของ Facebook Instagram ต่างๆที่เคยมีแพลนที่จะทำนะครับพอถึงโควิดปุ๊บทำให้เราได้หยุดคิดแล้วก็ได้เริ่มทำนะครับมันจริงๆหลังจากที่มีแพลนมามากมายเราก็จะสามารถไปดูได้นะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นทาง YouTube ของ Pu'u Muay Thai Facebook Instagram นะครับ TikTok ของ Pu'u Muay Thai ก็จะมีคอนเทนต์ดีๆแล้วก็มีพอดแคสต์ด้วยหลายๆเรื่องที่ไม่เคยได้เล่านะครับตอนนี้ก็ได้มีโอกาสได้เล่าผ่านพอดแคสต์โควิดอาจจะเป็นอะไรที่ก็ทำร้ายหลายๆธุรกิจรวมถึงธุรกิจของเขาด้วยนะครับเสียรายได้ไปถึง 70-80% เลยนะครับแต่ว่าก็เป็นโอกาสเล็กๆที่ได้เริ่มทำอะไรใหม่ๆที่จะขยายโอกาสให้กับตัวเองหลังจากที่ลุกขึ้นมานะครับเขาบอกว่าเหมือนโควิดเนี่ยพอเจอกับโควิดเนี่ยเหมือนกับโดนต่อยที่ปลายคางนะครับถ้าเกิดพวกเราดูมวยเนี่ยจะรู้ดีว่าโดนต่อยปลายคางเนี่ยโหมันมึนมันจะล้มมันจะยอมแพ้ให้ได้แต่ว่าพอลุกขึ้นมาสู้ต่อในยกที่4ยกที่5มันจะรู้ว่าเฮ้ยลุกมาเนี่ยมันคุ้มและที่สำคัญเราไม่ได้สู้คนเดียวนะครับมีทีมงานที่คอยจะอยู่กับเรานะครับ let us continue to the next session to the next step. What is your next step apart from your next step for Pu'u Muay Thai and your next step for as like Jonathan?
So it's kind of uncertain, but like one of the things like for like fighting, maybe I fight a couple more times. I don't know. Now that we have time. On our side, I have training partners now. I didn't have training partners before, like I was saying. But I'm 32, getting a little bit older. So for me, like I'm doing ring official stuff too. Officiating for Muay Thai, working as a referee and a judge. So I'm working a little bit more as that now too, to have that experience. And I don't get yelled at that much, so I think I'm doing okay. And I always want to get better at that too. So I see that being potential in the future. Definitely working on officiating and continuing on making more opportunities for people through Muay Thai, because we have a lot of opportunities for it now, and we have this business built up, and to be able to build off of it and create more jobs for people, and to create a living for my family to continue doing that too. And for me, I'm always going to be involved in Muay Thai. I've accepted that. We're coming up on 15 years now, so I'm pretty sure I'm in it for good at this point.
That is for the gym and then for you in Muay Thai. Do you have any other maybe let's say interest or dreams apart from Muay Thai? Do you want to maybe travel the world, or maybe you want to do anything?
Yeah, well, with travel and stuff, like for me, I got really lucky. I traveled a lot in 2019. My wife, we went around, we did a couple laps around the world, but I definitely want to go. Like she has family in Tunisia. I want to go there, in North Africa, Morocco. I'd like to go explore more Europe once things start opening up and everything too. And for me, because I love meeting people, and what's great about Muay Thai is there's Muay Thai. It's opening. There's everywhere. There's a lot of Muay Thai now. So for opportunities to be able to work or to be able to network, there's a lot of that. So to be able to meet more people that do Muay Thai, like I think I started following a page. It was like Muay Thai in Sri Lanka. And I was like, oh, that's badass. Like I want to go visit this place. So more travel and just more networking, just meeting people. That's my thing. And what I don't know what that'll lead to. It might lead to other opportunities and other things. And for me, I love business. I like it. So there's a lot of opportunities coming up, and I'm not really sure where I'm going to go. Like I wrote a book during shutdown for Muay Thai. I don't know if I want to write more books about just other things about, I don't know. So for me, mountain biking, doing running races and stuff like that too. Is very, very big for me. I love being outdoors and being in nature. Spent winter in Norway and got to be out there in the snow and experience Scandinavian winter, which is very hard coming from a place.
Is it like worse than what you were experiencing in the US?
Oh, well, worse than you experienced in Southern California for sure. There was 24 days of no sun.
24. Oh wow, that was almost a month.
Almost a month. So because like when the sun was up, it's maybe up for 4 hours, but during that time it's just raining and dark. So no, I had to get like the light and like just stare at the light for a half hour to not get like depressed. It was tough, but the nature was worth it though. The nature is worth it. So
I can't imagine that.
It's really hard. Like I knew I was getting into it. So I was kind of prepared, like what to look out for. And I just told my wife, Carolina, I was like, hey, I need one of those lamps. you need to get one for me while you're out. Thank you. And, just the snowstorms and like just how like the weather changes so fast. So 1 minute, very nice, sunny. The next thing just snowing, having like half a meter of snow in like, 5 hours. It's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
For me, that's why traveling would be great, and just continuing on doing the stuff I'm doing in Muay Thai. It's traveling sport. You have to be able to travel to do it, and that's where it's been hard too. Is Muay Thai hasn't been able to grow as much as it was going to in the last year, but it's on its way back. I refed at a Muay Thai tournament, and there was like 363 fights in like 2 days. And that was like I think a moment in history, is a historical event at the US. It's called the US Muay Thai Open. Doing that kind of stuff, like history is taking place right now with this reopening stuff, and we don't know it yet, but we're gonna look back on it and say, wow, that was pretty amazing time.
Good to hear all of it.
So that's really it. Yeah. And focus on making clothing and different things.
Tell me about clothing. I see like you release many of the clothing. Yes. And it has messages. What do you wanna tell people? So from clothing.
Yeah, so like the clothing, a lot of like originally it's like for Muay Thai, there's a lot of what we would call like fight wear. Like people who are fighters, they have clothing for like fighters.
Sport wear, fight wear.
Yeah, it's like fighter wear. But then no one, like the thing is, a lot of people here like we're working class is different than the working class in Thailand. They have to wear certain clothes. They can't be too flashy, so we wanted to make some clothes that they could wear to represent Muay Thai at work. And also some fight, like this is like I would call fight wear. Muay Thai is not a crime. Because last year...
Tell me more about that. Tell me more about it.
We were treated like criminals last year, for having Muay Thai. And like, I understand, I think in Thailand, I think like one of the first like spreading events was at one of the boxing stadiums.
Yes, we suffer a lot. People in Muay Thai industry suffer a lot.
But the reality is they probably weren't the only ones. It was just the one that they caught.
Yeah.
And
that's one time and
it's just a small moment in time where that happened. And but the thing is, no one knew this was going on. And I think it really blacklisted martial arts. And that was the thing here is, a lot of the people who are like, for me, I got COVID before everybody was getting it. We didn't know it was COVID. And a lot of my instructors did too, like in December 2019, and January and February 2020. Like we all had it. And, I truly believe that like us being strong and healthy and being younger, that helped it, right? And they're showing more and more about like these different health conditions that can make you more susceptible, whatnot. But one of the main factors is like being obese is dangerous if you contract COVID-19.
And there were like many big guy in the US, right?
We have obesity is a big problem here. And then a lot of the kids during shutdowns, they weren't in school, they weren't doing activities. They got very big, and that's very dangerous for them. So for us, I put Muay Thai is not a crime because this is like inspired by a 90s skateboard design when skateboarding was really looked down upon. As like a bad thing to do, like you're a criminal if you do it, essentially, like you're a thug.
Do you know that now in Thailand we like the big thing that struck it is the surfboarding?
Oh, really?
You do that a lot. Not the surfboard, but it's like the skateboard, but you can like
the longboard.
I'm not sure how do you call it?
Yeah, we call it a longboard skateboard.
Yeah, I have something like that. Wow. Many celebrities, many like people, every corner they play it. The store, the department store, they even like close their spaces for people to play the board.
Wow,
it's big now.
Yeah,
trends it's come and go, but it's kind of big now.
I've seen the videos coming out from Asia, especially during shutdowns, the longboarding and stuff like that. And what's cool is like we grew up with that. I grew up doing that. But it's funny to see that kind of like becoming like a trend. My dad actually, there's a couple of skateboard companies. He's a photographer now, and his pictures are like they use his images on like the skateboards.
Wow.
So I have a couple of them, but I longboarded. My husky, she pulls me and stuff like that too on a skateboard, and longboard myself. Yeah. So, definitely. Like that's where this message is inspired from, because it was treated very similarly. It's like, hey, if you do that, you're a bad person. And it's like, man, no, like I'm not a bad person. The media, the way it was made, portraying it as like it was the worst thing ever. And it's like, hey, like there may have been a moment in time where someone was exposed while at a Muay Thai event, but no one knew what was going on. It's happened. You get exposed at the grocery store, Tesco, Lotus. You go around shopping, you hang out with family. That this happens, and once we knew, like, and we took these restrictions very seriously. Safety, in Muay Thai is pretty big when it comes into like fighting and stuff like that. But I know people say fighting and stuff, but it's very safe. Muay Thai is not even in the top 10 most dangerous sports. It's because of the safety protocols and the way everything's ran from the officiating side too. For us, I feel like it's one of those things that I was like, I felt like this needed to be made.
Okay, let me wrap up this part before we go to the final part. The part where I'll give the space for you to speak things that you never have spoken before. นะครับโอเคสำหรับ ในส่วนนี้นะครับในส่วนที่พูดถึงสเต็ปต่อไปของครูโจนาธานครูในวัย32ปีของเขานะครับซึ่งก็ต่อสู้กับโควิด -19 รับมือกับโควิด -19 มาพอสมควรเลยล่ะนะครับก็คงมีความฝันอื่นๆแหละแต่ว่าในช่วงนี้มันเป็นช่วงที่ไม่แน่นอนเนาะก็อาจจะไม่ได้เห็นอะไรที่เป็นรูปเป็นร่างมากเราไม่อาจจะเขาเรียกว่าอะไรอาจจะไม่ได้ใช้ตำราเล่มเก่าในการใช้ชีวิตได้อีกแล้วนะครับก็เลยยังไม่ได้วางอะไรที่จะเป็นเป้าหมายที่ชัดเจนจะต้องไปขนาดนั้นเพราะว่าที่สำคัญกว่าตอนนี้อาจจะเป็นเรื่องของการปรับตัวนะครับแต่ว่ามั่นใจว่ายังคงเป็นเรื่องของมวยไทยแน่นอนเพราะว่ามวยไทยเนี่ยเป็นสิ่งที่อยู่กับเขามาเป็นสิ่งที่เลี้ยงครอบครัวเขาเป็นสิ่งที่เติมแพชชั่นของเขาแล้วเขาเองก็มีฝันที่จะไปเที่ยวนะครับไปนู่นไปนี่แต่ว่าก็ยังเป็นการท่องเที่ยวที่เกี่ยวกับมวยไทยอยู่ดีเพราะมวยไทยเนี่ยก็เป็นกีฬาที่จะได้ท่องเที่ยวและในตอนนี้ในแต่ละมุมโลกนะครับก็มีค่ายมวยไทยมีคนที่วงการมวยไทยก็ค่อยๆขยายขึ้นเขาอาจจะไปเจอมวยไทยแต่ละที่ก็ได้นะครับอาจจะก่อให้เกิดโอกาสทางธุรกิจหรือไม่ก็อาจจะอย่างน้อยก็คือได้พบเจอเพื่อนใหม่นะครับที่ชอบมวยไทยเหมือนกันนะครับ Now we are moving to the next part but before that let me say hello to our audiences นะครับสวัสดีน้องอีคิวใช่ไหมจ๊ะธนวัฒน์น้องอีคิวสวัสดีค่ะนะครับนี่he said that she said that it's all brilliant knowledge thank you to you all ขอบคุณครับขอบคุณมากครับนะครับ I think Muay Thai is great full body workout for losing weight นะครับthat's true I would like to do that but it seems a tough thing is it tough นี่ครูโจนาธานจะบอกเลยKru Jonathan, please explain this. I think you're in the best position to do that.
I think for Muay Thai it's good for everybody. Everybody starts at day one. And like for our academies, we specialize in beginners. But the reality is, I feel every Muay Thai gym in Thailand specializes in beginners because they know how to start them young. They start the kids, right? So the thing is, there's a really great quote. I don't know who it's by. Forgive me. But you don't have to be great to start. You have to start to be great. All right. Really good message. And with that, everybody starts at day one and your trainer is going to know that. And everybody's really nice people. And it can seem really tough, but you don't have to fight to be able to train. You can be able to train for fitness, self-defense, to learn how to move your body. I think it's really great. And that's where it's becoming very popular, obviously, for that too. But I think if you have access to a Muay Thai Academy or a Muay Thai facility nearby you, go.
นะครับมวยไทยชอบคำพูดหนึ่งจังของคุณโจนาธานนะครับไม่ได้ต้อง แปลเป็นภาษาไทยว่ายังไงดีเหมือนกับไม่ได้ต้องเริ่มแบบดีที่สุดเลยไม่ได้ต้องแบบโหจะต้องเริ่มแบบให้ปังที่สุดแต่ว่าค่อยๆเริ่มไปเพื่อจะไปสู่ความปังนั้นนะครับก็คือสามารถเริ่มได้เลยไม่ว่าคุณจะมีประสบการณ์หรือไม่มีประสบการณ์เคยออกกำลังกายชนิดอื่นมาก่อนไหมหรือไม่เคยนะครับก็เข้าสู่วงการมวยไทยได้เลยแล้วก็ที่สำคัญก็คือนะครับเป็นกีฬาที่มันจะช่วยให้คุณมันเป็นกีฬาที่ออกกำลังกายทั้งตัวเนอะนะครับจะช่วยเรื่องของการทำงานของประสาทกับกล้ามเนื้อด้วยนะครับการทำงานคู่กันนะครับactually one time that the team of เกียรติกำธรtaught students from Harvard University that you saw the picture right I told you about that right a few girls I think maybe two girls from different classes. The one who did great is that the one who danced. I'm
Sorry,
not sure if you have that. Okay.
Sorry. My dogs are deciding to bark. Can you repeat that real quick?
Okay. I'm okay. If you want to speak something, I'm okay because here we are at now we can speak.
Okay, yeah.
We can all speak.
The dogs want to speak right now.
Okay. I told you that the two students that did great, that did well, what was they were dancer, so that they have the great
body.
Yeah, they have the great body. They have a great like relation between like the brain and the body.
Yes.
So they understand real quick.
The good foot. They're very aware. Good body awareness.
Yeah. They are great about that. Yeah. น้อง EQ บอกว่า okay tomorrow I'll register in your class. welcome we are welcome นะครับจะเป็นที่ได้ทั้งคู่เลยนะจะเป็นที่ไทยก็ได้ก็คือที่ค่ายมวยของผมนะครับค่ายเกียรติกำธรเนาะอยู่ที่นี้let me show my shirt too
Oh, for sure, yeah.
ค่ายเกียรติกำธรนะครับอยู่ที่เกษตรนวมินทร์แต่ว่าช่วงนี้ปิดต้องแสดงความเสียใจด้วยว่าช่วงนี้ปิดตามนโยบายของรัฐบาลแต่ว่าคงไม่นานนะครับจะ reopen แล้วแหละนะครับก็ต้องรอดูนโยบายของรัฐบาลหรือถ้าได้ไปอเมริกาหลายคนบิน many of Thai people they fly to the US to get vaccinated
really?
Yeah because in Thailand now we have just like two vaccines from two companies we have from AstraZeneca and the one from Sinovac but there you have many options right you have Moderna you have Pfizer you have
J&J.
More than that. J&J, yeah, Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, there's three of them. Yes, Moderna, Pfizer, and J&J. Like the vaccination. Yeah.
Many, some of the people, also my friends, one of my friends too, and many celebrities, they flew to America to get vaccinated.
Wow, I didn't know that, but that makes sense. I can see that happening. For people, if they have the privilege to be able to do that, I'm sure they would, because they probably feel like that's what's gonna get things moving forward for them.
Yeah. So let us move to the final part of our session. It's been hour and it's been almost 2 hours now.
Yeah, my wife's gonna beat me up after this. I told her 15 minutes.
Okay. We will do this real quick. So in this part, I want to hear the things that you have never tell anywhere else, even in your podcast. let you share with us. Previously, we talk a little bit to the people who don't understand Muay Thai, who still think that it is a dangerous sport. Do you have anything else you want to tell them, or maybe even invite them to your class?
So for I want to say that Muay Thai is absolutely for everybody. Anybody can train Muay Thai. We're seeing it now in Thailand. They're gonna have women fights at Lumpini Stadium. Did you see that?
Yeah. I heard of it.
About time is what I'm going to say on that, for that. But very excited to see Muay Thai grow. And, we're seeing it come up to potentially being in the Olympics. It's in the World Games. And the opportunity to be able to train now there's no better time to start than now with things reopening, being able to focus on your health. And the big thing is every place, they're going to have this place for you. There's a place for you. You go around, find which facility that fits your learning style the best. And for us, like I always say, Pu'u Muay Thai, here at Pu'u Muay Thai, we specialize in beginners. And for us, we start kids we start them at 4 years old for training Muay Thai. Yeah.
How do you train 4-year-olds? What do you expect, or what would the parent expect them to do?
The main thing is their focus, listening, learning lefts and rights, their balance, right? And building
which is very important for kids, right? For development.
And as they develop into Muay Thai, that balance is key. Having good balance is so key for Muay Thai. That's number one. So when the kids start young like that, it helps develop them. It's going to build an audience for Muay Thai when they get older, because they know what Muay Thai is. So even if they don't train, they're going to know what it is, and you're going to have an understanding of Muay Thai and the education in Muay Thai. And that's huge for me. Is I want Muay Thai to grow in that capacity, and we have to educate our audience, and our audience is you who are watching this. So Muay Thai in Thailand very different than Muay Thai in the US, because the people who are doing it, we have the privilege of doing it for fun, for fitness, self-defense, and as like recreation. Some people choose to do it as profession. In Thailand, I feel like most people they see it as a profession, and it's a working class profession. It's very hard. But now you're seeing more and more people doing Muay Thai for fitness, self-defense as recreation there too. So it's very, very effective. And I really feel that everybody can benefit from like a fitness standpoint, a self-defense standpoint, and know that it's one of the best martial arts in the world. I'm very biased, but
of course, you've been with it for maybe half of your life, is it?
Yeah.
Since 18, almost like, it's almost half of your life now. Just a few years.
There's Muay Thai. So
wow.
And that's becoming more common here in the US as it's growing. So for people that have like a background in Muay Thai that long, so it's good. It's good. It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening. And what people now, even in now, what don't they understand about Muay Thai? Do you think which aspect do you want to educate them?
Oh, I would love, yeah. So with Muay Thai, know that it's a martial art first and foremost. It's an art that's originates and steeped in a lot of culture and traditions. The things that are going to help instill discipline to yourself and to your family, self-respect, being self-directed, self-motivated, and to be able to have the confidence to be able to carry yourself in business, as a professional, in work, as a student, all these different aspects of your life. It's going to bleed over into that. You don't need to fight to have the benefits of Muay Thai. But, when you do train, you should train like a fighter, as much as you can, because that's going to help you develop the mindset and able to have success in your life. Because you can take that same mindset you develop in Muay Thai and it carries over in so many different aspects, professionally and personally too. So I really feel like a lot of people see it just as fighting. And the thing is, these people are athletes too. They're professional athletes. And yes, they do compete and they do hit each other. But, a lot of the sports, they do that too. And for Muay Thai, they're known for being especially efficient at it. But that's just very small aspect of it. Muay Thai fight, professional, 15 minutes. So 15 minutes, they compete. But the rest of the time, there's a lot of other work that goes into that. Like days, months, years of preparation that goes into that. And so that's where a lot of the personal development happens. So
can Muay Thai help like dealing with bullies problem?
Oh yes, absolutely. For kids, and that's like the confidence thing too. So if people are being bullied, we get a lot of that for kids, and they turn around and they're able to develop the tools to be able to speak up and have a voice. Now
wow, I thought you were saying about like to punch back. No, but to have the voice. Wow, this is
we always teach, especially kids, that Muay Thai is the absolute last resort. We always tell them, first use your words, telling like a responsible adult, trying to make them your friend and just staying away from them and repeating, but if they try to physically harm you, you can use Muay Thai. Or if they're trying to hurt your friends, or if you're using it to help defend people who don't know how to defend themselves, it's okay to use it, but absolute last resort. So great for kids.
So you mentioned a lot of great mindset things for you have learned from Muay Thai. If I want this space, if I want you to communicate to people who are in like my age, like early 20s, people who are like still finding their ways, who are still on their ways to something, and since you are I think you have been like very far from your first start, from that Jonathan who is like first 18 years old Jonathan.
Yes.
What do you want to tell them? What do you want to tell them?
The thing is, it's okay to not know what you're going to do. That's fine. Keep trying different things and try to, legitimately try to stick to a couple of them. Even if they're only hobbies, or you see them as hobbies or something you're just going to try, stick to it. Give it a concerted effort. Give it 6 months. Give it a year. And really stick to it and see if it's something that the benefits of it might be different than when you started. For me, I started first for like mental health, to stay physically in shape too. And now obviously it's become a lifestyle and a profession for me. So, and I didn't expect that at all. Did not expect that. That was not my intention. So really to find your way, you got to just start, just do something, get out there, get outside of your comfort zone. If you're comfortable sitting at home, scrolling on Instagram, on TikTok, and talking to your friends on Line app and stuff like that, get out and go talk to somebody. I know it's really hard during COVID, but reach out to somebody on social media. Just like find people that have similar interests to you and talk to them. Ask them how they got there.
It's much easier now, right?
Much easier now. And if they don't respond, it's okay. Don't take it personally. They might just be really busy.
That's great. And one last thing, how do you define your success? Is it now the place where you consider yourself success, or
no?
Or still like a long way to go.
I think I still have like at least 15 years of work. For me, success means like there's a lot to me, but my most important thing is being happy, like personally, and being fulfilled. So I get a lot of fulfillment like out of teaching. So like you could say that when I first started teaching, I was successful personally, because for me, if I can help one person, then I told myself that's success. And we've helped a lot of people. We've helped hundreds of people. So like I guess you could say in that capacity it's successful. But for me personally, what I want to get out of what I'm doing, still have some work to do, but we're getting there. We're well on the way. But the thing is that I think that vision of success is always going to change because of how my mind works.
That's good to hear, and I think that sums up like how many years now? 14 years, right? Is it 14 years? 14 years of your
15,
yeah, almost 15 years of experiences of things that you want to see. Now let me show you how to contact, how to reach out to Pu'u Muay Thai. I'm showing this. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, so you can use the at Pu'u Muay Thai, all one word. On here, you can find us on right there. So you can find me right here at Pu'u Muay Thai. You can find our other location too. Pu'u Muay Thai SB I link to it on everything. Go on there. You can message me. You can send me a voice memo if you can't write English too well. If you're in Asia, you can say hello. You can say sawadee-kap, whatever your style is, and go in, say hi. For us, if you follow us, it means the world to me to be able in our team right now with everything going on, the growth and the support we have. Nothing but love and gratitude for you, Kiet. To be able to have me on here and ask me to do this, and
thank you so
all
much.
of our followers and stuff like that too. It's really awesome to be able to do this now, and we live in this era where we can do this.
Yeah, I fall in love with the app. With this like channel. It's very useful and it's easy to use actually. อันนี้ขายของนิดนึงนะครับ StreamYard นะผมไม่ได้เงินนะ I'm not sponsored for this but it's really easy to use and it's almost like อันนี้คือไม่ได้ใช้แอปเพิ่ม we are not using Zoom, right?
No, it's great.
StreamYard alone แค่ StreamYard เฉยๆเนี่ยทำให้เราสองคนเนี่ยคุยกันข้ามโลกได้ across the globe we are talking.
Yes.
Now it's like almost 11 in Thai and yours would be almost 9, right? Would be your time to work, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, I had to get going here. Let me just double check and make sure I didn't miss. Like I had a call this morning.
Okay.
Well, no. Okay, I still have a half hour and stuff, but I really appreciate the time, and it's amazing to be able to see this. And I'm looking forward to visiting Keith Kempton Gym once things reopen. I know me and you have a couple things we're working on, so people can stay tuned on that too. Make sure to follow Pu'u Muay Thai, and you'll see some stuff coming out of Thailand soon too.
ครับผมเนี่ยเดี๋ยวอันนี้บอกใบ้ไว้ก่อนนะครับเดี๋ยวครูเกียรติเนี่ยกับโจนาธานเนี่ยนะครับจริงๆครูเกียรติก็คือมาในนามของค่ายมวยเกียรติทรเนอะเรากำลังจะทำวิดีโอชุดหนึ่งครับนะครับเป็นวิดีโอที่สอนมวยไทยจริงๆก็คือจะทำให้สำหรับออเดียนส่วนใหญ่จะเป็นออเดียนต่างประเทศนะครับออเดียนที่ต่างประเทศแต่ว่าคนไทยเองเนี่ยก็ดูได้เป็นทรัพย์สมบัติของเรานะครับเราจะทำการสอนมวยแบบผ่านคลิปวิดีโอกันเดี๋ยวลองดูนะครับแล้วเราจะเชิญซูเปอร์สตาร์ของค่ายมวยเรามาสอนมวยด้วยจะเป็นยังไงต้องติดตามชมนะครับก็ wrap up สำหรับการ wrap up session วันนี้เนี่ยก็คือต้องขอบคุณครูโจนาธานมากเลยนะครับที่มาแชร์ประสบการณ์กับเราสำหรับครูเกียรติแล้วเนี่ยไม่ใช่แค่ประสบการณ์ในด้านของมวยไทยนะในด้านแนวคิดต่างๆนะครับการเจอกับคนที่ดีๆการอยู่ถูกที่ถูกทางนะครับ right being in the right time in the right place is very very crucial to the success of your career path and I think everyone else too right นะครับอยู่ถูกที่ถูกทางนี้สำคัญมากการสร้างคอนเนคชั่นกันหนึ่งอย่างคือผมว่าที่ทำให้ครูโจนาธานเขาได้ไปต่อเรื่อยๆคือเขาเป็นคนที่น่ารักเขาเป็นคนที่ nice มากๆนะครับ I'm saying to my audiences that you are being very very nice people one of the nicest I have in life in my 25
Thank
years
ขอบคุณครับ
นะครับขอบคุณครับโอเคสุดท้ายนี้อยากให้ครูโจนาธานจากพวกเราไปด้วยภาษาไทยอยากให้ครูโจนาธานลาไปด้วยภาษาไทย Can you give us some Thai sentences มาลองพูดไทยกันหน่อยครับเพื่อที่จะบายบายคนฟัง
You want me to say bye?
Anything maybe a couple of sentences maybe you wish them well or something do you know how
Okay I'll agree in สวัสดีครับโชคดีครับ
ครับผมนะครับขอลาไปด้วย3คำของครูโจนาธานด้วยกันนะครับก็สวัสดีนะครับขอบคุณที่ติดตามรับชมเซสชันนี้มานะครับเราอยู่กันมาถึง2ชั่วโมงด้วยกันขอบคุณที่ยังอยู่ด้วยกันนะครับแล้วก็ขอให้ทุกคนโชคดีช่วงนี้ไม่ใช่เวลาง่าย it's a difficult time right now but แต่ว่าทุกคนเนี่ยเราจะผ่านไปด้วยกันเราจะผ่านมันไปด้วยกันนะครับแล้วก็ไว้เจอกันใหม่นะครับไม่ว่าจะเจอกันที่นี่ที่ Now You Can Speak เองหรือว่าที่ภูมวยไทยนะครับเข้าไปติดตามได้ตามนั้นเลยนะครับภูมวยไทยเข้าไปใน Facebook Instagram TikTok YouTube นะครับเข้าไปเจอกันได้หรือว่าจะบินไปที่ Santa Barbara you can fly there right we can fly there right
We can go
บินไปบินไปที่ซานตาบาบาราไปเจอกับค่ายมวยค่ายโลเคชั่นแห่งใหม่สาขาที่2ของภูมวยไทยได้เลยนะครับขอบคุณครูโจนาธานมากนะครับขอบคุณมากๆนะครับ
สวัสดีครับขอบคุณครับ
สวัสดีทุกๆคนนะครับขอบคุณมากแล้วมาติดตามไลฟ์ดีๆแบบนี้ได้อีกนะครับกับ Now You Can Speak นะครับไว้เจอกันนะครับสวัสดีครับขอบคุณมากครับ
ขอบคุณครับ
Alright, that's it today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys are listening on iTunes, please go leave a review. It means the world to me if you enjoy the content, if you like hearing about all the stuff that has to do with Muay Thai and what we're doing. Also, there's another way to support us. If you guys visit our Patreon link, it's in the show notes. Also on our YouTube, if you go to pmtlifestyle.com, there's a Patreon link up at the top. You can support us for as little as $5 a month. To get some behind-the-scenes footage, things of that nature, to see what we're doing behind the scenes for Pu'u Muay Thai, what we're trying to get going. Also, you can get some early access clips. You can also get t-shirts, merchandise, and a few other things as perks of being a patron. Again, go check that out. It's at pmtlifestyle.com.